I think probably the most obvious thing that I've really enjoyed is the size of the group. So having only 25 people means that you actually build relationships with them, you engage, and you do at a level that's much more useful perhaps than if you had 200 people in a lecture room. And because you feel like the group's been selected, it's nice to have a really broad range of senior people who've got managerial experience and actually got industry people in the room as well. So their views are as valid as the lecturer themselves, I think. And I think the other thing that's really nice is the number of people that we have from the charitable or the non-profit sector just adds a real different dimension to the conversation that you perhaps don't get in other more commercial settings. So I think to some extent it obviously is going to depend on the business that you work for and the understanding or the deal that you cut with them. From my own perspective, work are quite flexible about giving me the time off because I hope that they see the value of me doing the programme. My parents actually live in Edinburgh, so I fly up from London on a Tuesday or a Wednesday evening and stay with them, and then I just get the train through to Glasgow in the morning and do the 3 or the 4 days module and then back. So it doesn't particularly impinge on my life, I don't think, but I recognise that I'm quite fortunate in terms of having a supportive business and some parents who are happy to let me stay with them. The 2 electives that I was part of was the luxury branding module, which was in Milan, and that was fantastic. It was really, really well done. And I think more so than any other module is a family business module, which we did in Stockholm, which was done in conjunction with the Stockholm School of Business, who are world renowned for their work in terms of what they look into in terms of family businesses. And a couple of site visits that we got to go to, businesses that we got to visit, you'd never get the opportunity to do that off your own back. So those were fantastic. You know, I've had very positive feedback from other people who have done different modules, but those felt like really interesting ones for me anyway. From a personal perspective, I've changed jobs through the process, which I think is a benefit in itself, in that it really helped me start to understand what the type of business I want to work for is and what the type of role I want to do is. So I've changed both business and my role has changed to some degree, and I think I've developed and probably matured a bit as a person. So I think I have a much broader, better understanding of how the components of a business fits together. And I sit as a partner in quite a small business nowadays in a role of responsibility. And so I think that understanding of the different aspects of a business, it's invaluable for me without a doubt.